Now that I'm at a public game, I can show you what the guns and classes can do. Soldat, aka the one I'm playing as right now. Your basic bitch soldier, equipped with whatever guns you decide to equip him. His G ability is throwing a pouch of ammo out to others. You can pick it up yourself, or other people can as well. You can throw 2 at maximum. Oh yeah, helmets save lives in this game, by the way. Also, I might as well get the fundamental game mechanics out of the way. You press T to check how much ammo you have. Each melee kill from behind is an insta-kill. However, you have to hit him a couple more times from the front. You have to mine to certain places, which is probably the biggest gimmick out of the entire game. You use mining pickaxes. Oh, and also the lanterns. Each lantern color is either, well, this bluish purple color for the nation, or for the Golden Empire, it's a flame gold color. There are also quite a couple of game modes. However, you'll mostly be seeing a lot of skirmish and or territory push, or control points. Control points are pretty simple. You take control of the control point, take all of them. You also may have noticed that this little bar at the top here. That right there is your tickets bar. Pretty much just means how many troops you have in reserve. Each troop spawns after about 30 seconds, 30 to 45 tops. Basically, you don't instantly respawn. Instead, everyone who dies respawns in a wave. I think it's sort of like how Battlefield 1 works, I think. I don't know. I haven't played Battlefield 1 in a long time. Also, you may be wondering how I managed to get this. Watch a guide on YouTube. I am not at all qualified to do any of that again. And no, I will not be touching on the Easter eggs very much except for the sacrifice knife, because that one's so easy I could probably do with my eyes closed. Anyways, time to show you what guns you will most likely be finding out in the field. Now, I sadly don't have an alt account on another PC that I can play this game with, because I'm pretty sure if I tried that, my other computer would most likely explode. And I don't want that happening. Oh yeah. Press V to go into first and third person. Press F to switch firing position. So, let's say you're at a corner like this, you want to lean. Press F, look around the corner a little bit, and there you go. Anyways, yes, this is a skin, by the way. The Prince Standard Issue Service Rifle, aka the long rifle. It's good, reliable, chambered in 8mm, smokeless. It's your pretty standard issue, you know, it'll get you through until you have enough medals to, it'll get you enough medals until you can buy a gun that you like. The Grace Service Revolver, your starting pistol, and also incredibly reliable as well. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, a lot of weapons have a Q move. So for the Prince Rifle, you can either do single shot, reload after every shot, or repeating. Keep firing. However, I don't really see a purpose in using single fire because it doesn't really make much sense. Like you're wasting your magazine capacity for one shot. Anyways, the Grace Service Revolver doesn't have anything unique. You can just spin it by pressing Q. Now, why would you do this? Because it's funny, I guess? I don't know. Chambered in 45 lead. This thing will keep you... It'll fulfill its spot as a sidearm for you. At least until you unlock better guns. Next up, the Adjudicator Repeating Rifle. You can switch between hip fire stance and shoulder stance, just like what you can do with the Crestfall, of which I will get into later. Hip fire accuracy, however, it's pretty good whenever you're at medium range. You know, over the shoulder stance is really good if you want sharp shots. Yeah, hold shift, by the way. Hold shift whenever you're aiming. It'll really help if you're trying to be a sniper. And the Honor Duty Pistol. Press Q to attach a stock to it. Increases accuracy, however you can't switch to anything else. Also, this is probably the best gun in the game, or best sidearm. Pretty big clip. And yes, I'm calling it a clip because, I mean, it's a Mauser. You don't really feed it with a magazine. No, it's a clip. Fight me. The Kingslayer. Why would you use this thing? This thing was purely added by a joke from the devs, by the way. You can obviously tell what it's based off of, and you need to play an entire minigame just to load the damn thing. Like what? You need to press 1 to add a cap, fire to change the cylinder. Then you press 2 until you add powder. However, not too much, because otherwise then you'll have to dump out the thing. Once you're done adding the powder, then you add these steel balls. Then you press 3 to seat the ball. Now, why did the devs add this thing? Probably because they thought it'd be funny. And if you miss one, then you're gonna have to go through all the cylinders again. And what do you get for doing that long-ass minigame? Probably one of the stronger guns in the game. You have a lot of control and precision with it. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong stat. High damage, pretty high precision. However, stability is fuck all. I've only gotten a couple of kills with this thing, and that's in a private server. Yes, stats track in the private servers. If you want to get all the guns in the game, get some friends, have fun in a private server. Trust me, it's very fun. And then you have the Talon. Oh yeah, by the way, press Q to spin the cylinder on the Kingslayer. I don't know why you do that, it just looks cool. Anyways, Talon. Colt Single Action Army. Press Q to go into Quick Draw mode. Fill all your Red Dead Redemption fantasies, why don't ya? Now you may be wondering, oh Zed, what is this? This is the Whisper Silenced Rifle. Basically, you press Q and it becomes a semi-automatic rifle. However, you only have so many magazines. Now, is it worth it to turn it into a semi-auto rifle? Yes, absolutely. Why? Because you get a lot more rounds. However, sometimes it's better to just make it into a bolt-action rifle, because I'm pretty sure it does more damage. Yeah, it goes from 30 caliber to 30-06, aka an M1 pretty much. Oh, and then you have the Negotiator. Press Q to switch between melee and just straight up throwing the gun at people. Oh yeah, and if you reload... If you're reloading, press T to throw away your gun. I don't know why you do that, though. Because, maybe you don't have enough time to reload or something? I don't know. Anyways, Negotiator. Just a single-shot shotgun. Really good at close range, however, I don't really know why you'd want to use this. Unless you're a masochist, pretty much. Yeah. Also really good with close range classes like Vanguard or Lancer, but I'll get into those later. The Volk Scoped Rifle. Press Q to switch between Scoped mode and Iron Sights mode. Doesn't really matter which one you choose, however the Scoped mode is more effective at longer ranges. Well, no shit, Zed, it's a sniper rifle. Of course, it'd be more effective at long range. And then you have the Nell silenced revolver. You can switch between single action or double action. Single action is to click twice. And double action. Pretty much the same thing. Now, is it useful? I guess so. I don't really know what the purpose is behind it, but it's cool, I guess. Also, I think this... If I look at the... Yeah, this is a Nagant revolver. You know, just flexing my gun knowledge. I know, I'm a gun connoisseur. Just kidding, I don't know much about other guns. Oh, Jesus, I need to look more into forgotten weapons. It's the Minos Prime gun, aka the Judgment Breach Rifle. One shot, however, it's insanely powerful if you can land it. Also, pretty much just turns you into a bootleg lancer. Yeah. You get an extra bayonet, just in case all else fails. And then there's the Union. Press Q while aiming to turn it into a two-handed stance. Lowers your movement, however, it comes with a greater... Oh, more stability too. However, this gun takes a pretty damn long time to reload. So, is it worth it? I say so, yeah. Next up, the Equine. Chambered with 2 rounds. Oh. You can switch between double and single fire. Just shoot them twice at the same, or shoot them. Maybe you want to save 1 round for someone else, or double fire, where you just absolutely obliterate anything that comes across you. And then the Au clair lever pistol, which is pretty much just the Crestfall, but in a pistol version. Press Q to change it into 1-armed stance or 2-handed stance. Now, why would you do this? Because it looks... No, seriously, look at this. Pulling off some Terminator shit here. The Crestfall lever-action rifle. aka pretty much just a Winchester lever-action rifle. Same with the Adjudicator. You can press Q to go in the hip-fire stance or over-the-shoulder stance. Yeah, press tab to see the leaderboard. Well, that's just how many people. And the Hope. We'll talk about that one later. I said we'll talk about it later. Alright, I'm genuinely getting tired of trying to show these last ones off one by one, so I'm just gonna use Survivalist to show both of them off. The Hellion Automatic Shotgun. Press Q for hipfire or shoulder stance, however I don't really know. Well, I guess one of them's aiming down the iron sights and the other one's hipfire, but I don't know. Oh, and the Jesse Combat Rifle. Press Q to load a grenade. Is it really effective? Kind of. You can only keep so many on you, though. So yeah, that's all the guns. Now on to the classes. If I can find the pause button. Rook. The Defense Builder, aka the class that everyone chooses whenever your team is losing. Press Q to open up the build menu, or the holographic build menu, to see what you can build. Press R to see what you can actually build. From barricades, barbed wire, palisades. Wait, what? Yeah, I said that right. Sandbags. Grab a supply for this. And finally, a cache. However, it comes at the downside of you having only 2 inventory slots, unless you pick Survivalist. which means you can carry a rifle or a pistol with extra ammo. Oh yeah, and you also get a heavy pick, which mines faster, and a literal mining bomb launcher that can, very good for, convincing the enemy team to stop hiding in the walls like they're in Vietnam. Mortician, same deal with Rook, is that you can only have a rifle or a pistol with extra ammo. However, you also get stimulant compounds. Press Q to see your choices. You got bicardine, synaptizine, mephedrone, hydrocodone, haloperidol, and amatoxin. Amatoxin is only really used against the enemy. All the other ones buff you and your teammates. Press or hold G for an insta-heal for pretty much anyone. You also heal yourself and others faster, which makes sense for Mortician. And it makes sense why they're a Mortician in this game because lore. I'll get into the lore later, however right now it's class showcase time. Officer, aka the only class where I can actually show off this final weapon to you guys, the cavalry sword. If you have a secondary in your secondary slot, aka a sidearm in your secondary slot, you can use cavalry sword as primary and your sidearm in your other hand. Very cool. Anyways, officer gets binoculars to where he can point stuff out. You get G for a trench whistle, which either you can tell your allies to speed up to defend the point, or focus fire, which pretty much just improves accuracy. They're all really good, however also all of them are really situational. I need to figure out what the other keys are because I barely use this guy. So with the binoculars out, you can press T to shoot a flare off. You can have only 2 maximum. Flares ignite pretty much anyone who stands too close to them. And they also reveal where enemies are with a diamond over their head. And R deploys a telescope that you can look through, I think. I don't really know how to use it, so, yeah. Anyways, that's Officer. Oh yeah, you don't get a helmet as Officer. So, watch out for headshots if you're planning on making this guy. Jaeger, the Psychopath, the Trap Master. Press G to throw out a smokescreen bomb that poisons anyone who stands in it long enough, and is also one of the classes that you play whenever the enemy team is losing. Why? So you can smokescreen an entire area with toxins, weakening them, and lets you camp at their door like a bunch of fucking cowards. Anyways, 6 is your Hunter Kit, where you can have many traps, like a man trap, which is just a bear trap. A tin bomb, which explodes if anyone walks over the barbed wire connecting it. Gas shell, which is even more war crimes. Dynamite stack, lets you do some 200 IQ plays where you lead a vanguard or lancer towards you, and then you just shoot the wall that you put the dynamite on, and kill them. Shot shell trap, it's pretty much just where you get a shotgun. And probably one of the most important ones, a light lure. Now this one I can actually show off. You click it to change the lantern from allied to enemy. Very cool. Also, same ordeal. You, well actually no, you do get a helmet. However, you don't get, oh yeah. You also get rounds that poison enemies slowly. So yay, even more war crimes. God, it seems like any side is willing to do anything to win. Lancer. Probably one of the only melee-focused classes in the game. In fact, it is the melee-focused class of the game. G gives you throwing axes to count as a ranged weapon. However, you can get a pistol with him if you use Survivalist. Just as a little backup. You also get painkillers, which pretty much just prevents you from, I actually don't know what these do. Press Q while sprinting to... Walls will in fact stop you and stun you for a second though. So, just be careful. You can turn as well. You can go from wide area swing to more precise stabbing. Also, the appearance is unique for each side. I'm just choosing Nation because, Nation is better. Anyways, moving on to the last class of the game. The Vanguard. Equipped with a shield, which can block any and all ranged attacks. You can just use M2, or in this case, the right mouse button, to have the shield up partially, or you can press Q to have it up fully. It prevents you from shooting a gun, however, that doesn't really stop you if you're using the Van Knight playstyle, aka equipping a damn cavalry sword as Vanguard. However, you do need to bring your shield down to swap weapons. You also get a rally banner. I honestly don't know what this does. You just place it down and it's pretty much just a height boost, I guess. Now. You can also press R to drop your shield, making it a little bit of a wall, so that way you can, I don't know, I guess shoot from it. You click it to pick it back up. And no, I'm not getting into shot kits this video. You'll just have to find that out yourself. No, seriously, I don't want to explain them. It's pretty much just the original classes, but stronger. And with different perks and buffs. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. Now, just as a disclaimer, you can in fact earn medals and weapons in private servers. So if you don't want to go through the pain of trying to get the escape skin in a public game, do yourself a favor and get a private server. They're completely free. And I might as well teach you how to get this, the Sacrifice Knife Skin. Also, I highly advise playing the tutorial if you're an absolute lore nerd. Because you might be wondering, oh, who the hell is Weller? That's the soldier you play as in the tutorial. I won't spoil anything for you. Go play it yourself. Now, how you do the Easter egg is quite simple, well, for the Sacrifice Knife at least. You go over to this radio and click this side right here. Don't click the actual left button, just click this side because, update made the hitboxes move around a bit. Once you click that a couple of times, you should start hearing German Morse code. So if it sounds like this, that means, I think it means right. And you only need to listen to the first 4 letters, and then once you're done, and if you did it correctly, this light right there, that one should start flickering in Morse code. If you are an absolute Morse code aficionado, then by all means, translate it. However, if you aren't, like me, then you'll just want to say a couple of phrases, click this mattress, and open the case that lays beneath it. That's about it. I don't have all the codes, just look at a different guide. I'm not qualified to do this. But apart from that, have fun, and start digging in your grave, twin.